Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I have never done this before on YouTube, so we'll see how this goes. I am very interested in doing this for a long period of time. I was doing a podcast for the last 6 months or so and decided that or about 6 months. Um, it wasn't going the way that I had hoped. This is not my normal um, office. This is actually our living room downstairs that um, I will be in my office from now on. But the kiddo is upstairs and playing video games, so it's a little loud up there. And my office is still a mess because I haven't unpacked it or put my desk together. So, more on that later. But I wanted to kind of talk today about gratitude. So, I got in a car wreck on Saturday when I was supposed to be on my way to meet the movers who were doing our move. And I was supposed to meet them here. And I stopped to get some food for my son and myself. And a woman, we got to a stoplight. We were hanging out there. I was just snacking on my food. And all of a sudden, I got slammed into. And currently, I can't use my trunk at all except if I pull the seat down in the front and put things in that way, which is really inconvenient. I had just cleaned out my trunk too, by the way, so it's clean and was ready for use, and now it's not being used. Um, and I've been a little bummed, and there's a lot going on with that. There's so much more to this story, but my insurance is having to cover it all, and they are searching for the woman because she did not hang out and wait for the cops. She decided to leave and give me the wrong information and was driving around in a car that had stolen tags. So that's fun. Needless to say, it's been kind of a mess. And I was a little frustrated, and I've been very frustrated, and I've been really upset, which I feel like is a valid thing. That's one thing I want to talk about today. It is okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to have human emotions. It's okay to feel those emotions. The problem and where we get stuck is when we live in the place where those emotions are. As long as we are not living in that place, then we don't fall into the victimhood mentality, in my opinion. And also, in my opinion, I feel like this concept of victimhood and victim mentality is kind of thrown out a lot. And unless you know someone's story, unless you and if you ask them for their story and they tell you, do not turn around and tell them that they're living in a victim mentality. That's just asinine. You asked for the story. If you didn't want to know, don't ask. But what I will say is that when bad things happen, if you take a minute and just allow yourself to be upset, allow yourself to feel the thing and work through that emotion, feel it, dissect it a little, find out where it's coming from, where are you feeling it, why are you feeling this way. Okay, I was mad that this girl hit me. I was feeling it in my shoulders, right? My anger was in my shoulders and my chest, and I was mad. And why am I mad? Because I need my car. Every day I have to drive my son to school and back. There is no bus service. So I'm mad because I need my vehicle. I'm mad because I really like my car. And I'm mad because now I'm going to have to get a different car. I'm mad. Okay, perfectly acceptable. However, if I continue to be mad for the next month, that's another story. That's a whole different ballgame, right? That's a different that is living in the victim mentality. It's continuing to feel hurt. It's continuing to feel angry at this woman and continuing, instead of taking charge and saying, okay, one of two things is going to come out of this: either something positive, like I get a better car, or it's just going to go in the bad shit happens bucket. And we all have a bad shit happens bucket. We all have that bucket, right? It's okay to have that bucket. Just set it to the side and say, okay, because I don't believe that everything happens for our greater good. I don't believe that. Bad things happen sometimes. Bad shit happens to good people. Bad shit happens to bad people. Bad shit happens. There was no cause of that wreck other than that woman hit her accelerator when she should have hit her brake. You could say, well, you chose to go that direction. Well, that's the direction I needed to go. You know, that's how you get to my house. There's just a lot of things that I think some people have a harder time understanding. Bad shit just happens sometimes. But we can learn from that. I'm not sure what the learning curve is here, because even if I had seen that woman barreling toward me, there was nowhere for me to go, right? I couldn't turn because I was too close to the person in front of me. But then if I had moved, she would have slammed into somebody else, you know? So there's always this underlying thing of, well, could I have done anything to prevent this? And maybe this is the key, right? You ask yourself, is there anything in the world that I could have done to prevent this from happening? Well, you could say, well, I could have gone a different route, but that was not the shortest route given where I was and what I was doing. I could have waited to leave. No, go back upstairs, bud. I came down here because you're up there playing games. Go play games. I'll be up there in a minute. I know. You can play Legos in a minute. Go back upstairs. Nope. Nope. Go on up. I'll be done in just a minute, okay? Is there anything, I'm sorry, I have a little one. Is there anything I could have done to prevent this from happening? And really, truly, honestly, short of not driving or taking longer to leave, the answer is no. I really could not have done anything different in order to not have this happen. Okay? So then the next thing that you come up with, or the next question you ask is, what can I learn from this mistake or from this experience? Because it's not a mistake on my part. She made the mistake. Call the police. The only thing that I can say is call the police anyway. However, being a woman and being a small person and having a 6-year-old in the car, if somebody says that they want to go, you just need to let them go. I got her name. That was good. I got some pictures of her car and the license plate, the tag, so the cops were able to do more than they would have. But at the end of the day, short of physically restraining this woman, which I don't think I could have, there's nothing I could have done to keep her at the scene of the accident, right? To get her to be accountable. And even if they did, she didn't have any insurance on the car. So they're really, literally, this is one of those bad shit happens things. It just has to go in the bad shit happens bucket. And there's nothing I could have done better or more or anything like that in this scenario. And when we have things like that happen to us, and those types of things happen in our lives, we simply have to figure out what we need to do. What is the next course of action? So I called my insurance company. They're coming and sending an adjuster, and we're just going to get it taken care of. And that's all I can do is just get it taken care of and move on from this experience and move on. And, I'm 35, and I had never been in an accident before. And God willing, I won't be in another one for a long time. Knock on wood. So at the end of the day, we do our best. That's all we can ever ask of anyone, is to do our best. Do your best with what you're given. Okay? And the next thing that happened is this morning when I was going to, after I dropped my kid off at school and I came back to eat and started to run errands, I came across a head-on collision. I didn't see the actual accident take place, but I saw the aftermath, and it was insane. The back window of this car that was going this way was shattered and gone. And I'm like, man. And it was just another reminder that things can always get worse. Things can always be worse than we are aware of at the time. Things can always be worse and get worse for that matter. And so I was super grateful that day that it wasn't worse. I was super grateful that the only thing that I came out with was a sore neck for 2 days, and that my son was 110% okay. I was so grateful, like immensely grateful. And it hit me again how that I needed to be grateful this morning when I saw this woman cradling her 3-year-old, 4-year-old in her arms in the back seat, just crying. The child looked okay. Everybody looked all right. Someone in the other car was not well, could not get out of the car. And there was an ambulance on the way. But P.S. If you're in need of a car seat, the Chico Next Fit is the most amazing car seat that you will ever find for a child. That's what I have in my car. And it's heavy as hell. But he didn't even have a neck ache. And I'm telling you, we were at a dead stop and she hit her gas and just ran. My trunk is this far open. It will not close any more than this. And the whole bumper and the wheel well got shoved in. It could have been so much worse, right? So I highly recommend that car seat if you are in need of a car seat. And it will go up to like 100 pounds, I think. 85. Well, my point is, be grateful. Find the gratitude. Find it where you can find it. And when things happen and things pop up that remind you to be grateful, sit in that for a couple of minutes. Just sit in that and rest in that. Rest easy in that. Because there are going to be days where you're going to need that and you're not going to have it. That's all I've got for today. My name is Amber Slocum. I am a life coach and I make products for busy mamas who absolutely need to get their life under control. I have a couple of those products out in my shop on my website. Also, if you and my opt-in is pretty awesome. It helps you kind of do a brain dump and get yourself organized and figure out your home and your life and how to plan those things to make sure that you can get everything done. And it is called the Sowing Your Seeds Home and Life Planner. You can find that on my website at www.amberslocum.com, and it's on the sidebar. If you have any questions or you're interested in working with me to get your life together, to figure out what your next big awesome thing is, by all means, check out the website and click on the Work With Me tab. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya.